What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly Sports History for May 27th, 2025. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of the podcast. It is Tuesday. That means it's time for a little motivation / positivity. And today's quote comes from Elbert Hubbard. And this is a very simple one that I like. Short, sweet, to the point. Positive anything is better than negative nothing. And I think a lot of times we tend to miss the little wins and the small victories, the small positives that happen because we tend to look at the final destination or the final goal that we're trying to go and know that we're not there and fixate and focus on that so much that sometimes you need to look and enjoy the journey and see where you're going, where you've coming from. Just take a minute, stop. Look how far you've come. Yes, you're not where you want to go, but where have we been? How close? Like, we're not there yet, but are we progressing? Are we getting there? And it's very easy to fixate and look and see the negatives. It's just sort of the way we're kind of wired. But even the small wins, the small victories, the small positives are still wins, victories, and positives. So I think it's important to know that be patient sometimes, and you're going to get there. Always look toward the future, and every now and then take a minute, stop, look back and see where you've come from. Celebrate those small positives and just continue to go. It's very easy to be negative. It's easy to focus on the negative things. We talk about the new Philly mindset all the time instead of Negadelphia. It's easy because it's just sort of the default go-to that we're just kind of wired that way. But focus on the positives. A positive anything is better than a negative nothing. And that is today's quote. Hopefully you can go through your weeks and really focus on that. It's a busy time of the year. Summer's officially here. School's winding down. Fall or spring sports season is starting to wind down. So it's easy to get lost in all of this. But a positive anything is better than a negative nothing. So take that through your weeks and have some fun. All right, let's do some quick housekeeping. And let's start with a recap of yesterday's question of the day. I asked you, what's your go-to main dish, burger or dog? 53% of you said a burger. A lot of people wrote in ribs and mac and cheese, and had somebody reach in or write in and say a strawberry pretzel salad. Okay. Don't hate it. But thank you, as always, for everyone who participated in the question of the day. We will have another one here later in the show. Be sure to check out my friends over at the Clash and Conferences podcast. Great things happening with their Sports Fan Network. We are now a part of the Sports Fan Network. Go to clashandconferences.com to see how you can get involved, how you can participate, what they have to offer, and if you are in need of media services, Steven can take care of you there too. So go to clashandconferences.com, see how you can get involved, what they can offer, and then be sure to check out their podcast wherever you get your podcasts, as well as on YouTube. And while you're at YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jimbo_Mont. Continue to spread the word, and don't forget to hit me up on social media, Jimbo_Mont on Twitter and TikTok, on Instagram at Philly Jimbo. Be sure to spread the word as we grow this thing. Lots of fun things on the horizon. We're going to start the greatest individual season in Philly sports history tournament in a week or so. Details will be coming later this week on that, so stay tuned as we approach the summer and shore, mountains, beach, pool, whatever. We got it covered. Don't forget as well that highlights are on my social media. If you want to see like a visual representation of what's going on and things like that. Everything on my social media, including Facebook and LinkedIn. And of course, don't forget our friends at Philly Goat. Memorial Day is over, but you can still support our veterans. Go to Philly Goat. Look at the John Kruk collection. I'm seeing more and more of the Kruk Around and Find Out shirts. Buy anything John Kruk related. Part of the proceeds benefit his charity that he's a part of, the Battle Brothers, which helps our veterans. So you can still do a good thing, even though Memorial Day is over. Go to phillygoat.com. Use the promo code Jim Montgomery to take 10% off of your order. Support the veterans. Support John Kruk. And get some cool shirts out of the deal as well. All right, big series starting tonight for our Phillies Braves. And, I mean, the way the rotation's set up, you got Ranger, Zach Wheeler, and Christopher Sanchez. Still a little concerned with the bullpen. They got lucky, I think, during that little trip they had between Colorado, Oakland, and Pittsburgh. But the bullpen, they were already short an arm. Now they're short two. And Strom is has the most appearances, or up there near the top of appearances in the league. So got to get something done here. And I don't know what that is, but now you're going to start playing some good teams, and you need to figure it out. But Phillies Braves tonight, good to see them back on the East Coast where we can actually watch them at a decent hour against the Braves. But that does lead to today's question of the day. Is it a must-win series for the Braves, or for the Phillies against the Braves? I think so. I think you got to take 2 out of 3, because if not, all of a sudden everybody's going to say, well, look who you were playing. The bullpen's a mess. And I do. I think they need to take 2 out of 3, just mainly for the psyche of the team, because the Braves have seemed to own the Phillies in the regular season. But what do you think? 267-495-8531. That's a Back to the Future voice and text line. Get that. Anything else Philly sports related off your chest. I think it's a must-win series. I think you got to take 2 out of 3 from Atlanta, and if that happens, I will feel good about it. All right. So let's do our trivia question, our answer from yesterday. I asked you, who are the top 5 scorers in Sixers playoff history? We had a big day for the Sixers yesterday, and they are as follows: Allen Iverson, Fred Carter, Joel Embiid, Wilt Chamberlain, and Moses Malone. Yes, Fred Carter, the Mad Dog, averaged 28 points per game in the 1976 playoffs. 3 games, Sixers lost the series, but Fred Carter, number 2 on the Sixers all-time playoffs points per game list. Will go on to coach the Sixers as well, but Fred Carter, the Mad Dog, did not expect to see that. Iverson, the rest of the top 5, I was fine with, but Fred Carter, All right, we'll have another trivia question here later in the show. But May 27th, and got a lot going on May 27th, so let's get into it. On this day in 1975, Hound Dog Bob Kelly and Bill Clement scored goals as the Flyers beat the Sabres 2-0 to win their second straight Stanley Cup. This was Game 6. Bernie Parent was outstanding, saved 32 shots by the Buffalo Sabres en route to his second straight Conn Smythe Trophy. And the Flyers have not won a Stanley Cup since, but they were partying on South Broad today in 1975 as the Flyers beat the Sabres 2-0. Hound Dog Bob Kelly, Bill Clement scored for the Flyers as they win their second straight Stanley Cup. All right, we're going to switch gears. Big series for the Phillies. Let's do and focus on some Phillies here. First, in 2014, the Phillies lost to the Rockies, 6-2. Darren Ruff and Ben Revere hit home runs. For Ben Revere, it was his first career home run in over 1,500 at-bats. He'd actually finished that season with 2 homers, ended up with 7 in his career over an 8-year span. But this was Ben Revere's first home run in the majors, came in a 6-2 loss to the Rockies as he and Darren Ruff both went deep that day. But yeah, once I started watching the replays of this, I remember, I was like, oh my God, Ben Revere with the home run. And then fast forward to 2023, and hopefully this is going to bring some good vibes to the Phils. They beat the Braves on this day 2-1. Zach Wheeler went 8 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 walk, struck out 12, and then Craig Kimbrel came in the 9th to save it. It was his 400th career save. That was the year the Phillies did win the wild card, got to the NLCS against the Diamondbacks, and it was fitting that Kimbrel did get his 400th career save against the Braves because that's where he began his career. But Craig, I never could say his name, Craig Kimbrel, with his 400th career save on this day in 2023 as the Phillies beat the Braves, could definitely use some of that magic tonight. But that does lead us into today's trivia question. Who are the Phillies' top 5 career saves leaders? There's some obvious ones on here and then some surprising ones as well. So that is the trivia question. Go to the Discord channel. Link is right there in the description. Come on over, have some good Philly sports talk. But who are the Phillies' top 5 career save leaders in team history? You might be surprised with some of these, and we'll have the answer for you tomorrow. And then finally, our Philly Sports Summertime Playlist song of the day is TSOP, The Sound of Philadelphia, one of my all-time favorite songs. It was released in 1974, and it features 3 Degrees. It got to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It actually, to me, is one of those quintessential Philly songs. Gamble and Huff wrote it originally it was the original theme during the show Soul Train. Like I said, if you've heard it, it's one of my all-time favorites. They play it at Citizens Bank Park after wins. The Sixers used to play it in the 70s. It won a Grammy for Best R&B Instrumental Performance. Just a great song and kind of really symbolizes that sound of Philadelphia. So get nice little easy kind of sound of Philadelphia R&B song added to our playlist today. But the Sound of Philadelphia, TSOP, the original theme to Soul Train, which I did not realize until I was doing the research for this. So there's your little music nugget fact of the day. And our bonus song for the day, in honor of Jalen Hurts, just because I was kind of feeling good yesterday about the Eagles being the Super Bowl champions and Jalen Hurts being the MVP of the Super Bowl. We're going to go with I'm the Man by Aloe Black because Jalen Hurts, you are the man. So the Sound of Philadelphia is our song of the day. Bonus song, I'm the Man by Aloe Black. As I mentioned over the weekend, if you did not listen, I will have these playlists both on Spotify and Apple Music. So in a couple days, I will send them over and have them available. If you want them in the meantime, be sure to reach out. On this day in 2023, Phillies beat the Braves. Hopefully that continues tonight. Craig Kimbrel with his 400th career save against his former team. Then in 2014, Phillies lose to the Rockies, but Ben Revere, first career home run in over 1,500 at-bats. He would end up with 2 on the season. And of course, on this day in 1975, Flyers win their second straight Stanley Cup, partying on South Broad, getting it done. Haven't won one since. Would love to see a Flyers party on Broad Street in the near future. We'll have everything you need about the Phillies game tomorrow. Hopefully it's a Phillies win. Ranger can get it done and continue to be well. Don't forget our trivia question, Phillies top 5 saved leaders. Hit me up on the Discord for that. Check out our new sponsor, Lotwin. Go to lotwin.com to get your 3D custom hype chains. These things are awesome. Great for swim teams, little league teams. Tournaments are starting. Gear up and get ready for fantasy football. If you're in a fantasy baseball, you can have the weekly loser. All kinds of great ideas you can do with this. Go to lotwin.com. Use the promo code CCCPOD to take 10% off your order and get your 3D custom hype chains. All right. Phillies Braves, that's all we need. We need some of that positivity. Let's keep it rolling. Remember, positive anything is better than negative nothing. Take that with you as you go through your week. We'll start continuing to cover the Phillies, but we'll have more on this tournament for the greatest individual seasons coming up later this week. Looking forward to this one. We've done the lovable losers. We've done the ultimate Philly sports nickname, but excited to see where we go with the greatest individual season in Philly sports history. This has been This Day in Philly Sports History for May 27th, 2025. My name is Jim Montgomery. Go have yourselves a Tuesday, and until next time, I'll see you when I see you.